All right, time to get started with our press conference. We are joined by 6 student athletes from St. Peter's University. We're joined by Doug Eddert, Fusini Drame, Daryl Banks III, KD Nadefo, Matthew Lee, and we're also joined by Hassan Drame. Sorry about that, guys. If you have a question for our student athletes, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Please state your name and media affiliation for transcription purposes. Let's go right here to the Louisville Courier Journal.
John Hale with the Louisville Courier Journal. For any of the guys, what do you know about Coach Holloway's playing career, and how does his style maybe kind of help the identity of this team?
Let's start right here with Doug. We'll work our way across.
Coach Holloway was a great player. He brings a lot of intensity with his coaching, and I think he gets that from when he was a player. He only cares about winning, and that's what he brings to this program. So we all do the same as well.
Fusini?
One thing about him is his passion. He's so passionate.
We got you by the wrong name, huh? We got you switched.
Go ahead, Fusini. One thing about Coach Holloway is his passion. He's so passionate about what he does.
Hassan, go ahead.
What we know here is about toughness that he taught us every day in practice.
Daryl?
Yeah, pretty much to piggyback off what they were saying, pretty much his passion, his intensity he used to play with, that's pretty much what he instills with us, and we bring it every day, either practice and the games. It's just overall what we picked up from him.
KC?
Yeah, definitely what my teammates said. You know, Coach was a great player at Seton Hall. You know, he brings winning to our program, brings hard work, you know, try to bring 110% with everything we do. And he coaches that way, and we try to play it that way every day.
And finally, Matthew.
Yeah, Coach Holloway was an amazing player, and he currently is an amazing coach. He's played all over the place, professional. He's been All-American. So everything that he says, we kind of try to piggyback on and execute on the court. And if you watch any film on him, back when he was playing, he was very fiery, very passionate, and that's the same thing he brings to us as a coach.
For those of you that are on Zoom, use the hand raise function. We will do our best to try to get to you. Next question from out here in terms of those that are with us on site. Mr. Clay, go ahead.
Yeah, my question's for Casey. John Clay, Lexington Herald leader. Casey, at your size, what makes you such a great shot blocker?
Well, I just try to use my God-given ability, you know, timing, you know, things that God gave me, you know. So just trying to compete and go out there and do whatever I can for my team, you know. I always feel like I've been a good shot blocker. So, you know, just translating what I've always had and what God gave me is what I try to bring to the table.
Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, this is for Doug and Matthew. I'm just curious what your favorite part of playing for Shaheen is.
Doug, let's start with you.
I definitely love the intensity part of it. Every practice that we have, we go 110% the whole time. Every game we play, every minute we're on the court, we're always playing as hard as we possibly can because he's coaching us to be that way.
Matthew?
Like Doug said, he gives 100% as a coach, so that makes you want to give 100% as a player. He pushes us. He doesn't let us slack off. If we're doing something the wrong way, he's gonna let us know, and that's mainly the thing I love about him, that he's not gonna let us go in the wrong direction.
Next question for the student athletes from those assembled here in front of us, or potentially those that are part of the Zoom call as well. Let's get one to Jerry right here.
Jerry Tipton, Lexington Herald leader. Kentucky's on TV all the time. I'm wondering how much you guys have watched them on TV and what impression, if at all, they made on you.
Well, we watch a lot of Scout. When we seen that that's who we would be matched up on, we got right to Scout, you know, watched a lot of film, and, you know, that's what our coaching staff likes us to do, is watch film. But, you know, they're a team just like us, and we're just out there trying to compete and, you know, play the game.
Anybody else want to jump in on that? Okay. Next question for the student athletes for St. Peter's. Over here, WDRB.
Hi, I'm John Lewis with WDRB in Louisville. This one is for Doug and Daryl. You guys made this run through the conference tournament, and you get here and you end up, you see that you're going to play the 2-seed Kentucky. So what is the mentality for you guys going in? As Casey said, they're a team just like you guys, but what's your guys' mentality there?
Doug, let's start with you.
The mentality is win the game. We're going to go out there, we're going to do everything we possibly can to get the job done, and that's it.
Daryl?
Yeah, pretty much what he said. It's another game. We're going to approach it the same way we approach every game. We did our scout, we did everything. We're just going to try to go out there, execute our game plan, and get the W.
Next question for the student athletes from St. Peter's. Let's go back to Mark in the front here.
Just kind of curious for all of you guys, how much a chip on the shoulder is a factor for all of you guys, because Shaheen talks about the fact that he specifically recruits players with a chip on the shoulder. Do you all feel like you do have that? And does this kind of a chip on the shoulder game tomorrow night?
Doug, let's start with you. We'll work our way across.
Yeah, we all got a chip on our shoulder. We all have something to prove, both individually and as a team. And I feel like tomorrow's a great chance and a great opportunity for us to do so.
Hassan, what about you?
As Doug mentioned, we all have chip on our shoulder because at the end of the day, we have one mentality. Whoever we're playing, if they put their shoes on and put a jersey, we do the same thing. We don't see the name in front of the jersey. All we see is just a player in front of us like us.
Daryl?
Yeah, just to piggyback off what they were saying, all of us come from different places and different high schools where some of us may not have the same opportunity, and Shaw's seen that in us. So he pushes us every day, and that's just what we play with coming into the season and every year.
KC?
Yeah, well, we all just have the same mentality and, a chip on our shoulder because, everybody here, we don't have as much TV time as others and stuff like that. But, we all have the same, mindset. And, every team wakes up in the morning, puts their sneakers on, and does the exact same routine. So, the chip on our shoulder, we all have it, and we all are here to do our job.
Matthew?
Yeah, like everybody said, we all have a chip on our shoulder. Maybe depending on what high school you went to or stuff like that, people may think you're overlooked and stuff like that. So just trying to prove yourself right as much as you're trying to prove other people wrong. It's kind of the mentality that we have. And Coach allows us to express ourselves, and he gave us a tremendous chance to come here and play for him.
And Fusini?
Like all of them say, we all have chip on our shoulder because no matter who we play, we're trying to show who we are and how we got there. And it doesn't matter the name of the jersey, but it's who we play.
Go back to Mr. Clay over here.
Yes, questions for Matthew. You guys rank really high in all the defensive metrics. How much pride do you guys take in defense, and what makes you such a good defensive team?
We take a lot of pride in our defense. I think what makes us a very good defensive team is that we work on it a lot. If you see our practices, we spend a lot of time on our defense. We harp on it, and we just give it 100%. I feel like that's our biggest attribute is playing to the whistle and giving our 100%.
Probably have time for one more, maybe two. Any more questions from the group? Okay, if not, guys, we'll let you go. Congratulations on a wonderful season and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Coach Hollowell will be joining us here coming up in just a matter of moments. All right, we're now joined by the head coach of St. Peter's in Shaheen Holloway. Again, if you've got a question, please raise your hand. We will get a microphone to you. Again, let's start with the Courier Journal.
John Hill with the Courier Journal. Shaheen, John Calipari was in here earlier, and he said even though he signed Winston Smith from St. Patrick's your year, you were too good for him to recruit. What do you remember about that time? Did he actually try to recruit you at all? What do you remember?
No, he actually came to recruit Winston Smith. That's when he was at UMass. He came to the school a few times. So I know Coach Kyle a little bit. But no, he didn't come recruit me. He came recruit Winston. I'm not going to say I was too good, but, you know, it was a different time.
Let's get to Jerry's question next. Jerry, go ahead.
Jerry Tipton, Lexington Herald leader. Coach, your players were saying they have a chip on their shoulder and they got something to prove tomorrow. What do you want them to be wanting to prove?
First of all, was they good? They wasn't a little too cocky, was they? No, I'm joking. Now, you know what? That's how we play. You know, that's who we are. You know, we are a team that gets after it. You know, I recruit guys like that have a chip on their shoulder with something to prove. You know, a lot of my guys on my team think they're supposed to be playing for Kentucky, so they get a chance to play against them. But now, you know, that's kind of who we are, man. Just a team that just play hard. You know, got to have something to prove and play with a chip on your shoulder. I think that's the best way to play.
Mark?
Mark Cannizzaro for the New York Post. I thought I read recently that you had kind of shifted, you felt you'd gone away from your defensive philosophy a little bit and you kind of rebooted there. Was that after the layoff? And what prompted that for you?
Well, you know, this year I think we got 8 new guys, a little more talented guys that could score on the offensive end. So I started the season off trying to be an offensive team because I thought we had more guys. And then when we had the layoff, it kind of put things in perspective, gave me a chance to go back to the drawing board and get back to what we do best, and that's defend. And I think since that happened, we actually been a different team. So I know the COVID pause actually had some teams messed up. It actually helped us a lot.
For those of you that are participating on Zoom, you want to ask a question of Coach, please hit the raise hand function. We'll try to get to you when we can. Another question right here in the front. Go right ahead.
Mike Wilson, Knoxville News Sentinel. A little bit off the wall for you, but I believe St. Peter's was one of the first schools to offer Zakai Ziegler last year.
You really going to throw that in my face right now?
I'm not throwing in your face. I'm just curious. I want to know how you evaluated him so well at that point. What did you see in him then, and has he become the player or more the player than you expected he would have been at that point?
Well, first, I'm really proud of him. You know, he's really playing his butt off right now for Tennessee. Yeah, we kind of recruited him early. I thought we had a good shot until AAU started. You know, he was going to do a post-grad year at Our Savior. And we recruited him hard, and I thought we had a shot. And then he played last summer for the New York Lightning in the EYBL, and from there was history.
Jerry?
Yeah, Coach, I wonder what you think of Oscar Shibwe, how he's performed, and what sort of impact he can have on any game.
The truth, he's a grown man. He's a grown man playing against a bunch of kids. You know, that's how you play. But now he's a great player. You know, I think, you know, him playing for West Virginia and got a chance to play for Coach Huggins and now playing for Coach Kyle, he just got a different mindset. You know, his offense improved under Kyle, but he gets after it on both ends of the court. You know, I think we have, it's funny, I think we have him on a smaller scale at St. Peter's and Casey Adefo. Not as strong, but they play the same way. You know, like I said, on a smaller scale. You know, Oscar, I mean, he's a grown man, but I think they're similar. They both play really, really hard. They both play with something to prove. They both are great defenders. And, you know, as far as trying to guard them, you know, we're just going to try to play St. Peter's basketball. I don't really have a blueprint right now to guard him, man.
Next question for Coach. Any further questions? Any questions from Zoom? Coach, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Our final press conference of the day will feature the University of San Francisco. Their student athletes will be here at 5 o'clock.